All right, welcome everyone to the last session of my Monster of the Week game, Silverblade on the St-Laurent here in the Gauntlet Games Hangout, Gauntlet Hangout Games. If you don't know about the Gauntlet, go to www.gauntlet-rpg.com and you'll find a wonderful site full of blogs, um, podcast, zine, and games like this one. Tonight we are down two players. So I'll let the remaining two introduce themselves. Then I'll do a slight recap of what happened between the sessions, and we'll get started. So let's start with Nadine.
All right, so my name is Nadine, and I will be playing Alexis. Alexis with the playbook, The Spooky. So she looks quite normal, the girl next door. She has a little tomboy style, but not too much either. Yeah, she looks quite cool, although she does have a dark side, which is that she is attracted to monsters, attracted in all the way you can imagine, including sexually. And she is also addicted to sex and drugs. So Alexis is trying to figure out herself through the silver blade.
Let's also mention right now that Alexis has within her the ghost of oh which knight was it? I forget his name.
What is it, Gawain?
Gawain.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Gawain.
That's
Yes,
right.
you are. Gawain is trapped inside your body.
Yes, he is. Lucky me.
Next up, Mr. Lazarus Mathers.
My name is Robbie, and I am playing Lazarus. I'm using the playbook, The Professional. Lazarus is somebody who always likes to look sharp. He comes out of a law enforcement background and developed his skills in a more traditional law enforcement line, but became aware of the existence of monsters and was also concerned that traditional police agencies, intelligence agencies really didn't seem to take monsters seriously. But he found out about the Silver Blade and felt like the Silver Blade could use his skills, especially because the Silver Blade tended to attract, as other agents, people who were a little peculiar sometimes, perhaps a little bit unbalanced sometimes, and felt like, this is an agency that really needs somebody like Lazarus to provide some type of an anchor. And so he kind of prides himself on being able to kind of provide some balance to the agency when missions are assigned to a group. I guess I should also mention that there has been some prior relationship between Lazarus and Alexis. Alexis had been associated with a place called the Sulker Circus, which I guess seems like a kind of sketchy club that was involved in some S&M, but also maybe was involved in some magic. And at the time that Lazarus became involved with this was before the Silver Blade, he was with an agency that did a raid on the Sulker Circus. Lazarus and Alexis had a brief fling together, Lazarus at the time had hoped for something more, but it was kind of clear at the time that for Alexis, this was simply a convenient way for her to use Lazarus to kind of escape the clutches of the law. Yeah, so that's Lazarus's story.
And the gap in mine. Thank you.
All right. The after the events of last session, you were able to talk with the Watcher that you rescued. I forgot the name. His name is Jacques, and he said that this was the house of one of the heart of the Silver Blade. Her name was Janine Couture, and she didn't heard for her for a few weeks, so he was checking on her. When getting down the basement, a ghost struck. It's like something cracked in one of the sarcophagus, and the ghost appeared. He did whatever he could to keep it at bay. But he was there for quite a long time, maybe almost a day, and you guys rescued him. So that's what you get from Jacques. Mm-hmm.
Does Jacques have any idea why these ghosts were there and why they were attacking him? I mean, does he?
The ghost did was like just curious at first when he got out of the sarcophagus, but as soon as he identified Jacques as a member of the Silverblade, he became to be aggressive.
Okay.
He has no idea why Janine has ghosts in their basements, but yeah, she's a heart, so she has stuff to do, things to take care of. So he thinks that that's all part of her job.
And I guess one other question. At the time that Alexis took the ghost into herself, Lazarus was outside. Like he would not have actually seen that because he had taken Jacques and was focused on getting him out. So what does Lazarus know what Alexis's status is now with respect to Gawain's ghost? Or
I'm pretty sure he will know, even if Alexis doesn't tell it outright. I'm pretty sure at least Lord Tom will not hide it. So yeah, I don't think that's a possibility unless Nadine, you really want it to be. Well, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mission debriefing was clear on what happened in that basement. Speaking of mission debriefing, when you report to Silverblade, again, they're pissed. You had 3 fairy targets and only 1 was terminated. So they think you are given too much resources for what you can actually do with them. So that's why they retracted 2 agents from your team, thinking that their talent might be better used somewhere else. But they do still charge you to go to Montreal next, and they simply give you an address. Do you have anything more to add to this?
You know, I obviously would be trying to give the best possible spin. Lazarus tries to give the best possible spin on what had happened to the Silver Blade, letting them know that, okay, we not only had these fairy creatures to deal with, but we had these ghosts that appeared as well. And so we were juggling so many balls that, you know, it was, you know, we were lucky to accomplish effectively what we did. And
yeah, I think well you just made a good tell. It seems to be landing into death's ear.
And are they telling us anything more about the Montreal address, or are they just saying,
No,
go
of course
there?
not. Cryptic orders.
Yes.
And no, Alexis, that's not your address.
All right. So, what is the address? Like, in which part of the city?
Let's go with Old Montreal, even if you know that place way better than me.
All right. So, oh, and by the way, I didn't mention it, but I assume that Alexis comes from Montreal, which so she knows the city. So, if the person lives in the Old Montreal, what I can tell is that he has money. So far. I don't know, Lazarus, do you want to drive there right away? Do you want to investigate all in the area first, or?
You're talking about investigating the area where we encountered Gawain and the rest.
I'm sorry, I've got confused. Are we still in Gawain's house?
I'm assuming not.
Okay, are we on the road right now? Is that
Okay. You are on the road. If you want to do something specific, yeah, you can do that. But if not, I will hard frame this thing into the said address.
Okay. Well, yeah. Why don't we, Alexis? While I'm driving to the address, I have some equipment back there that might give you some insight into what this address was. Can you maybe, get on the computer back there and see if you can find out like what this address is we're going to? Is it a company? Is it a residence? If it's a residence, any names or?
Yes, of course, honey. What I wouldn't do for you.
Right.
So then I get the back of the minivan, which I guess has, like in movies, this kind of setup with computers.
All the tech gear.
Yeah. So, and I guess I make some research, like to see, is it an old building or is it like a new condominium?
Let's have you roll plus sharp to investigate a mystery.
Plus sharp, all right.
Because with cryptic orders, even the orders of the Silver Blades are a mystery.
All right, and that's a 9.
A 9. You got one question you can ask me from the list from Investigating Mystery.
List that I didn't open, just list me. Oops, no.
Not a lot of questions can actually be useful.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the papers. Oh, there you go. Investigating mystery. Okay. What happened here? What sort of creatures? What can it do? What can it hurt? Well.
You know, what happened here might be a possible one, because
what happened here is definitely one that can go. Also, what is being concealed here.
I'm actually hesitating because
what can you know what?
I will go with
nothing.
I'll go with what happened here. Like, why are we going?
Okay. So yeah, you get something right. It's well, it's how do you call that in English?
I think it's just an apartment.
Tour à condo.
Condominium.
Apartment.
Hmm? Did you say, Robbie?
Condominium.
Condominium, yeah. So, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's very very expensive. Um, well, a very expensive place to live in Old Montreal, and I think something that you can guess from the information inside Lazarus computer is that the company that seems to own them is part of the it's like how is it it's a shell company that the Silver Blade use, so it is owned by your patrons.
So we're going at the boss's place.
Something like that.
Interesting. Lazarus, what do you think? That seems strange to me, right?
Yeah, if the Silver Blade owns the condominium, yeah, we are the hands of the Silver Blade, so we're sent to deal with problems, and I mean, I would assume that this place has been compromised in some way and is, I mean, I would expect that it's under some type of attack. Now, what I mean, I'm curious as to what exactly the condominium, why the Silver Blade is using it for.
Could it be like, because I also wonder, do people who live in it are members of the Silver Blade, or does the Silver Blade just own the place and rents it to whoever?
Right. Or is it even being used as a residence? I mean, maybe it's just a condominium.
A quick search can glean a lot of addresses that are in use.
Okay.
In that condominium, so people are living there.
Okay.
That much I can tell you. Are they part of the Silver Blade? That is a matter that it's much harder to ascertain.
Okay. That's strange.
Yeah, I think what we might do is go there and give it a look over. I mean, what I could we'll change this into what looks like a cleaning van, right? Some type of I have some decals we could put on those magnetic decals, and we'll get this looking like it's some cleaning company.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, I'm really good with broomsticks.
Silence.
All right, so I guess that's a plan.
All right, so you apply the clean company decals, and you enter Montreal. If your van could take harm, will take 2 harm because the sorry state of the roads, and you pull up near the let's give it a name. The Silver Lining Condominium Tower.
Is the address that we're given, is it the whole building, or is it like a specific condominium?
It's a specific address in the condominium.
Inside the complex. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So I assume you guys put on a minimum of of a disguise to actually look like a cleaner crew. As you get into the building, you get into the elevator. First thing you notice is that the address was pointing to one of the basements, and there's no button for that basement. Let's say like fourth basement, and stops to 3.
Okay. Wait. I guess it must be like parkings, like the first 3 basements.
Yeah.
Why? Because Montreal. So is there a way to investigate if there's any like secret doors?
As well, you begin to check the panel. As soon as you touch it, there a blue light flickers on the ceiling, and the elevator doors close and begins to descend. Few moments later, and you see the floor actually going to the 4th basement. It opens to there are 3 things I'm going to say about the scene that really jumps at you. First, the stench, rotten. Not rotten, but putrefaction. Somebody has been dead here for quite a while. Second thing is, Alexis, you recognize the walls around you after the elevator opened. The stone walls that you have seen when you saw through Gerald Cormier's eyes. And lastly, the source of the stench. There are various body parts and gores and guts all around the floor into some kind of medium-sized room. Like it will be big enough to be like an apartment complex, but it's just one big room, and the walls are made of stones. There seems to be places that you can put. I think there are not stone. Well, a place you can hold put light or a torch or something, but there's no other light than from the elevator right now.
And so we're on the elevator. The doors open, and this is what we see and what we smell.
Yes.
I look at you, Lazarus, like not knowing what to do and expecting for you to take some kind of initiative.
I think Lazarus. I think Lazarus pushes the button to close the door of the elevator.
All right. Yeah, close.
And I look at Alexis and say, "That is not what I was expecting." So we have, this is on the 4th level of the basement.
Yes.
And the panel on the elevator, just it goes to the 3rd level. Is that
right?
Yeah,
exactly. And as soon as Alexis touched the panel, the elevator activated and brought you into the 4th basement.
Oh, that's not spooky at all.
Well, Alexis, do you have can you use any of your spooky, it seems like we're dealing with something supernatural here right now. do you have any special ability that you can use?
Well, you know what, Sherlock? I think this is indeed supernatural. I guess I can. Uh, wait, let me think. Um,
Actually, I'm going to take it here and say that your sight, your move the sight, gives you extra information here.
Oh, you're right. I forgot I had that.
Yeah, you can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences.
Yeah. But that's new from last week, which I forgot. So yeah, I will definitely use this. Yeah.
All right. So even without light, actually, well, now the doors are closed, but you remember seeing what you can only describe as remnants of magical activity. Well, what does remnants of magical activity looks like?
I guess some traces, like when you use like a blue light. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, black lighting.
Yeah. Like, so I guess I can just see some traces, but without using this kind of light.
Okay, so if anything magical like touch a wall or someone, you will see like a glowing imprint of some kind on it.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so this place looked like to you looked like opening a black light into a 3-hour motel. Uh, there are spots everywhere. It's disgusting.
Do the spot like lead somewhere? Can I follow it, or is it like just everywhere?
Um, it seems to be everywhere right now. I cannot give you more information as the doors are closed.
Okay.
I'm wondering if what we should do is quickly go to the van. I could probably use a light source because the only light we're getting right is from the elevator. It seems.
Yes.
We could get something to light up the room, get a little better sense of what's going on. I can make sure that I'm outfitted.
Mm-hmm.
I have some surveillance equipment on the van.
Yes. However, when you try it, it does not seem to see the first floor.
Okay. I wonder if I don't know, like it's almost like maybe some other dimension or something like that. Maybe that it's going to.
It might be possible because, like, I've seen this before. I mean, some place that is some kind of other dimension. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So I think what I would do is go back to the van. I would make sure I have my revolver, my flat vest on. Alexis, I think before going down there again, I want to just make a inquiry and see whether anybody has reported anything odd happening in the basement.
Do you want like to see this through like police files, or you want to actually knock at people's doors?
Well, Why don't we start with one or two of the employees who are actually working here and see whether they've heard anything, smelled anything, or had any kind of reports or complaints about something going on in the basement.
That sounds like a plan. I guess as this is a condominium in the old city, which means it's an expensive place, so it must also have like a concierge.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So
yeah, nobody in that place is cleaning the place themselves.
And I think the way we could do this is like I could have my my flak vest, but I would have like my have a kind of jumpsuit outfit like what a cleaning company would have, and I could Alexis could be carrying a broomstick and I could carry a mop, and we could just approach the front desk, and I would just go to the person up there saying, we've been called because we've heard that there's a cleaning issue down in the basement. Have you received any complaints of something amiss?
Yeah, this guy looks at you a little bit judgy about your outfits. Takes some kind of notepad, sifts through it. No complaints whatsoever. But I think yes, I think we were expecting someone. May I know? May I have some identification, please?
And I would show him some identification. I think my decals tend to kind of also.
Yes, you do have a cover ID as your resources, so you do have an identification. Now I want to know those decals and ID. What is the name of the company that's on it?
The company, we could call it.
what is something like Bernier Inc. Like a last name with ink after. That always sounds like a company.
And you cannot take an electrician company named Landreville Inc. That's already done.
What do you think, Lazarus?
Yeah, I mean, I think somebody's name like Stevenson Inc. With some type of logo or motto. The cleanest cleaners in town or something like that.
Nice. All right. So the guy take your identification, looks at his note and said, "Yeah, we did call you guys to do some cleaning to the basement."
Okay, and which level of the basement do we need to go to?
That is not on the file, however. That's weird. It usually is. And I'm sorry, I cannot. Well, I can't ask my manager right now about it. Well, I will assume the third basement. I never go there, so if there's any cleaning to be done, that's probably there.
So you think the third level of the basement, and you said that nobody's. You don't have any other information here. I mean that the residents and people using this have not had any complaints of anything that is wrong or out of the ordinary in the basement.
No, not that. None I can see in my notebooks, in my registry. Sorry.
Simon?
Yep.
all this seems a little strange to me,
Mm-hmm.
as like he knows that we were coming with the like made up names that we invented. So maybe I wonder if that person is not like a little suspicious. So could I read a bad situation to see like if that's a trap?
Of course. Roll plus sharp.
Right. Okay. And that makes 10.
10, you get three questions. And when you act on those questions, you get 3 plus 1.
Okay. Okay, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Mm, you, how can I give you that information? As you are talking to the clerk here, you see a couple of security guards passing over on at the corridor, and he seems to be well equipped for security guards on just a condominium tower.
Right, and I guess it's a private company, like not like
Of
police.
course.
Okay.
And it's not even one. It's not a Garda or any any of the company that you usually spot in Montreal. It seems to be like a high end company.
Okay. What is the biggest threat?
Well, right now I think there is no threat really. Yeah, the security is tight, but um, EU seems to be uh, well within reasons to be here. So yeah, nothing seems absolutely seems threatening right now.
Okay. And last but not least, always useful. What is ours best way out?
Okay, I'm going to be really plain here. The front door. It's yeah, nothing's standing between you and getting out of here.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that, so the security guards look especially well equipped.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of them?
You've just seen a pair of them while walking past you in another corridor.
Okay. And are they I mean do they just kind of come across as walking their rounds?
Yeah, I think they were actually talking, so casually talking while doing the rounds. Yes.
Okay. I I look at the guy, whatever his like
Mhm.
work is, and I tell him like, wow, there seems to be like a few of the renters that work in security. That's great.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I
Talk me
tell
about
like the man we just
it. Mhm.
interrogated like, wow, a lot of the people living here work in security. That's amazing.
Well, no. What do you mean? Would they live here, work in security? No, they. This is our security. The security of the tower.
Oh, so you have your own security.
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's great. No, I'm asking because um, once of the men I work for, he looks for a place to live, and he really likes to feel like, you know, protected, and I wonder, like, if you could be interested if you say that there's full-time protection here.
Well, if you can afford one of the condos here, and if you can pay a price to someone who's already that's selling because there is no vacancy right now, sure.
And is there a reason? Like, what are they trained for? Those men.
Well, they are trying to uh, want to stop bad, not bad guys, but to stop security threat to the people of the tower.
And what kind of threat? Like burglaries or?
We do not have burglaries that actually uh, went down here, and all criminals that tried to steal or to infiltrate the tower were always stopped by our security team.
And did the security like act on other kind of things? Like the kind that you would be a little shy to explain by being scared that no one would believe it?
Well, I really don't know what you mean. You
Oh, come on, honey, you exactly know what I mean. And then I get flirty with him to try to like.
all right? So I think you're trying to manipulate someone.
Yes.
Roll plus charm.
Yes.
And hold that thought. I'm just going to be up for a second.
Maybe that's the trap. Like Simon leaving the game.
He'll come back dressed as a security guard.
Yeah.
Saying, "Why are you being so nosy?" Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of curious, like the security. I mean, I wonder. One thing that crossed my mind is whether they were focusing on one particular, area of the condominium or something like that. But yeah, why they would need?
All right, sorry about that.
And why didn't they stop whatever happens like in the third basement? Unless they were protecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled 8.
8.
And I just...
But only if you do something for them right now. All right, so I think at once he gets defensive and says something matter of, okay, you guys are just a clean crew. What is this inquiry about the security of our tower? This is none of your business. You are hired to do a job. Who are you to ask me such question?
You'll have to excuse my partner. Alexis just has, well, she has something for people in uniforms that they're kind of a turn on for her. So she always, I don't know, whenever we go to some place, if there's security or other kind of uniformed people, she's always very curious.
And he said that he looks at Alexis with a little bit of not disgust, but like,
Then I guess I just tell him like, oh, come on, we're not the first company who does this. Like, your bosses, like, up there in that tower, they do, like, our visits, and you know why. And then I wink at him.
Well,
I'm trying to, like, lead him into thinking that we're actually, like, prostitutes working there. This is what I want him to think, and I want him to like try to like let slip that we could not, or we could do that kind of job with the security because they are there for a specific reason. Like that's not clear, but I want to know. I want to know if like there's anything that that the security would be either involved or protecting into what's going on in the fourth basement.
Okay.
That's not clear, is it?
No, it's clear. I just don't know what the answer is to that. All right. So I'll just go with what it would say. I assume that you know what your job is. Every time we call upon the Stevenson's Inc., a clean company, they always know what to do. Usually, if there's anything, I will get my manager, but he is not in today. Apart from that, I'm sorry, I don't know what I can do to help.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear who's not that today.
The manager.
And where is he?
Well, he is not at his office.
Oh, that's too bad.
Was this his day off?
I think he is getting well, he is taking the week off. And he had the little hesitation, like looking to his calendar. Yeah, well, he's probably taking a week off.
Well, I guess I will have to actually clean this time. Right, Lazarus?
Looks to be that way.
All right, so why don't we start with the basement, the parking? I guess there must be some drunken people who, like, you know, did some stupid stuff in the parking. We should take a look. What do you think, Lazarus?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we'll get right to it, and when we've dealt with the problem, we'll and are getting ready to leave, we'll let you know.
All right, perfect.
So
and I think as you get out, you can audibly hear what.
yeah, and when we get out of eyesight of him, I'll quietly say to Alexis, okay, so we get a call to come here, and the manager is not here, and he seemed to be a little suspicious about that. And I think that the amount of security here is a little strange.
Yeah, I agree. But I wonder, I didn't dare asking, but like, do you think Gérald Cormier could be the manager?
I don't know. Did I see when we were hanging out when we were talking to the concierge? Mm-hmm. Did we see where the manager's office would be?
I think so. That will be on the maybe second floor. You've seen a map drawn at the wanted desk. You can go there.
I think that's where I would like to go next. I mean, because we get on the elevator and yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can go there. I don't look forward into like going to the body parts party, so which
Right.
sounded dirty, but I didn't mean it that way.
All right. So you get in the elevator, you press for the second floor, and the elevator descends to the fourth basement.
That's odd.
And as the door opens, the draft of putrefaction overwhelmed your senses again.
I close the door and I take us. I try to take it up to the second floor.
It goes to the second floor, just like last time you were able to go back to the rez-de-chaussee.
That is very odd. But we're on the second floor now.
You are on the second floor.
And I say to Alexis, well, obviously we need to investigate that basement some more, but let's do a quick swing by the manager's office and see if there's anything interesting there. It should be an empty office, I would assume, if he's gone for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So you get through the second floor, which half of it seems to be condominium property, condos property, and the other part seems to be like some kind of administrative wing.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the manager door. The name on the door is Jean-Pierre Argenteuil. I would write that in the chat. Without cap locks.
Is there security on that level?
Mm-hmm. Okay, might have spelled it wrong, but as you exit the elevator, you might see another couple of security guards like doing their rounds at the other end of the corridor.
All right. What should we do not to attract the guard as we get in the office?
Well, we're still wearing our cleaning jumpsuits. I think our story is that that we're sent here to do since the manager isn't in this week. They were going to use this as an opportunity to do an extra deep cleaning of the office.
It sounds fair. I guess to get in, like, is it like a magnetic card? Is it like a key? Is it
Yeah, like a key card.
All right. Can I try and, because I imagine we do not have that card, or
no, definitely not. But if I, would Alexis be able to bypass security measures?
by security measures, you mean like just the card?
Yeah, it's
or
a lock. It's an electronic lock.
Well, I can try and open it, or maybe I know Lazarus has some crafting skills.
Well, whoever tries to open it, give me an act under pressure roll plus cool.
All right. If you want to help me, Lazarus, because I have
usually comes after the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 6.
Okay.
6. So I think Alexis needs some help.
Okay. So,
how do you do that?
In terms of this, well, I would think that with Lazarus's professional background, I mean, he certainly has had some experience with locks.
Definitely.
And I think he would definitely be able to kind of give some expertise and kind of take note of things that Alexis is doing that are not the appropriate way to kind of approach that situation.
Right.
And all right, let me.
Right. So give me a cool roll.
Okay, so I rolled a 6, but I have +2 cool, so I rolled an 8.
All right. So you give +1 to the hunter, and you will expose yourself to trouble or danger. All right. So between two of you can quickly disable the security lock and the electronic lock, and you get into the office, close the door behind you, and when you turn to see to look at the office. Right in the middle of it lies a big spider with eyes on its body instead of its body, actually. Like
Wait,
there's
a big spider with eyes instead
well,
of
it's
body?
like the spider body is like a big ball, and there are eyes on it.
Well, I will lose no time and trap it.
Where are you trapping it?
Using magic.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are trapping it. It's in the middle of the room. I was going to say that there are already webs all around the place, and it's placed in the center of the office. So the question is, what are you trapping it in?
Well, can I just like pop some kind of cage like I did for the fishman?
Yeah. So you will have to get close to the spider to do this because you are a touchy magic users. So yeah, let's have you use magic.
Or and just can I like touch the floor so like to create some kind of
It's
extension?
not touching the floor.
I'm sorry?
It's not touching the floor.
Oh crap. Okay.
It's suspended from a web. Is that what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I don't really get it, but I'm gonna roll anyway and hope it works. Hey, guess what?
What?
It's a genuine fail. I have 5.
5, and Lazarus can't even help you with. Right. So. Yeah. So, like I said, you needed to approach this. Well, first, gain XP,
Oh right.
and second, you had to approach the spider in order to touch it to trap it. And you get stuck. Just as you were about to touch it, you begin to see some shimmering around you, and you realize that you just walked right into one of the webs that you didn't see before.
Damn it.
So, Alexis is trapped. Lazarus, what are you going to do about it? Oh, and just making clear, when we talked about this before we started broadcast, but that gun loaded with St-Laurent bullets, yeah, you had it.
Okay. And the spider, I'm assuming, is alive.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Well, I think seeing my partner now with the web, I think I'm gonna take out my gun with the iron bullets and try to pop that spider.
All right.
And,
Let's kick some ass.
okay.
That was tough.
And he pulls out the revolver and it says, "I've seen enough of you fairies. I'm getting tired of it." And he, takes aim at the.
Yeah, and just before you pull the trigger, you can hear some kind of gloat.
All right. I rolled a. Oh, this is not going to be good. A 6, and I got a -1, so that would be a 5.
Oh, nice. Okay, 1 XP, and I think it's like gloating at you, and you take the shot. She quickly moves on the web to avoid it, but it still grazes one of her leg, and from the hiss it does, you see that it quickly realized that it's a cold iron bullet that she was grazed with, and the spire, like, then one of her eyes looks quickly at you. You can hear something that means that, oh, I thought you were funny first, but now you're really pissing me off. And there's a spray of web that well, she begins spins some kind of web thing and is ready to throw it at you. Alexis, right now you are jammed in the web. What are you doing?
Can I still use magic as I am touching the webs, or?
Since we assume that your magic is touchy based, you can definitely use magic, but it will have to be like on the web or something in direct contact of the web.
Can I like attack the web to break it?
Sure.
And to do so, can I use like the big whammy, whatever it's
The big
called?
whammy.
Yeah.
Whammy.
Can I do that?
Probably as soon as I move. So you can you can use the powers to kick some ass. And okay, so it's not use magic to it's kick some ass, but you roll weird instead of tough.
Yeah.
And your attack is 2 harms and in your armor.
Can
So
I use
give me a weird roll.
a weird roll? There you go.
Well, just a sec. What you're trying to do right now is to destroy the web, not to hurt the monster per se.
No, well, I mean, you just told me that if I use something, it's on the webs, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I have any other choices.
No. Well, do you want to hurt the monster, or do you want to really focus on the web? Because that is going to trigger 2 different moves.
Well, I mean, if I'm acting on the monster, I would rather trap it.
So you want to try to trap it again?
Yeah, I guess if I can.
Mm-hmm. I think since you're stuck to a web, I'll need you to act under pressure before being able to use magic.
Okay. So that's
So give me a cool.
all right. Oh, 7 flush.
All right. So I give you their worst outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Mm-hmm. All right. This web, we've we talked about it previously in the second game. It's shimmering. There's some kind of glitter on it. Um, you can well, you can try to use magic through the web now to get to try to trap the spider, but you're pretty sure that most of whatever is making that web glittering will transfer to you.
Okay, well, I will try that anyway because what choice do I have?
All right, give me a weird.
9.
9. What's the glitch? I assume the effect is to trap someone,
Yeah.
trap a specific person, minion, or monster.
Do I get to choose the glitch or you do?
You get to choose a glitch.
All right. Should we go with a clever one or a funny one?
Your choice.
I'm hesitating between the effect is of short duration and the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention. I think the effect is of short duration.
All right. So how does the prison you're making looks like?
I guess it would be something like when you kill a spider and it just like has its arms and does this.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it would be something that would force it to do that, and that would like bend the not the arms, but that thing on insects together, but in the back of the spider.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the spider assumed that position quickly, just as the web it was spinning, like throws itself out a bit everywhere around the room, glittering and shimmering spider webs uh, fly a little bit everywhere. But you can see it like trying to pull its leg again. It's trying like one leg at a time, trying to force it open. So yeah, she's going to get there at some point. Lazarus, Alexis saved you from the web spinning thing, and now the spider is having some kind of trouble. So what are you doing?
And Alexis is still stuck. Just saying.
Yeah.
I think
and she is now shimmering.
Alexis is now stuck and shimmering.
Yes.
I think what Lazarus is going to do is use this opportunity to. I think spiders probably have difficulty opening doors, so he's going to, I think, try to use this opportunity to grab Alexis and bring her out the doorway and try to slam the door behind while that spider is hopefully in its trap.
All right. So let's say let's do a custom move about this. Trying to get someone out of the web. Let's have you roll plus tough.
I rolled an I rolled an 11. It'll go to a 10 because I'm -1, so a 10.
Ooh, so you still get full success. All right. So yeah, you get Alexis. You like um, pull her out. It and as she rips herself out of the as you rip herself out her out of the spider webs, like all that shimmering glittering thing seems to crackle and break around her, and while the spider's trapped in like near it, it seems to do a few like sharp cry of pain as you do this. And from that point, you have no problem exiting the office.
Yeah, and you know, I would slam the door shut and make sure it's latched. Is Alexis still glittering? Does she have the glitter?
Yes.
Yeah. So he
And no,
looks.
it's not her natural glow.
No. Yeah. You're shining, Alexis, but not necessarily quite in the way that you probably want to be shining.
I want to be shining in any way, in all the way. I mean,
Um, yeah, and this glitter that's on her, it's I assume it's pretty hard to get it off. It's
Yeah. Uh, Lord Tom had some of the glitters on his hand for quite a while.
right.
After like a day, it vanished. After you left per se.
can I try to like get rid of it by using magic? There's one effect that says banish a spirit or curse from the person, object, or place it inhabits.
Yes, yes, you can do that.
All right. I guess it. I can just like touch myself,
You can touch yourself.
which also sounded dirty, but I also didn't
Mhm.
mean it this way.
Yeah,
Um, so that makes 10.
cool. All right. Since you got a 10, I will not. I will allow you to banish the glitter shimmering thing from you, and not have it affect Sir Gawain. And I think on that point, we will take a break.
Okay.
We're
All
at
right.
session, so let's come back at 10,
All
or
right.
whatever how you're supposed to say this.
At 10 after.
10 after, okay.
Yeah.
I only like learn how to say these things in my English course, and it's like 20 not 15 years like in the
I think
past
I
for
think
me.
I think we learned it like 10 past 9.
10,
Yeah, that's all right.
okay, 10 past 9. So all right, perfect. So let's see each other at past 10 or 10 past 9 in 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I'm back. Sorry, took an actual 10-minute break.
11.
How dare I? All right. So you have an office with a fairy spire in it, and a basement full of gore and guts. But you are not in danger whatsoever right now. So, what are your thoughts? What are you doing?
Well,
Uh,
not what I expected in the manager's office, although I guess not surprising at the same time. The fairies seem to be persistent, uh, persistent little bugs. I think, Alexis, I think maybe we should investigate the basement. I'm concerned. I think we may want to take something to keep that elevator door open, because I'm concerned what happens if if we go into that room and the elevator door closes and we can't get the elevator anymore.
do you have something in the van, or you know what? We brought in like a mop and broomsticks. Can't we use that?
Yeah, I think we could probably use that and use that to kind of wedge it open so that it's stuck there.
Yeah.
So, down the basement?
Yeah.
I guess. That's so exciting, right?
Yay! Let's go to the basement!
Fires, blood, and body parts. Great.
Right. So you get back to the elevator. What button are you pressing to go down?
I pushed the penthouse.
The penthouse. And of course, you are going down to the fourth basement.
It doesn't matter what you push, what's going down there.
Matter. Right. And as you get down, the elevator door open, and again, that rotting putrefaction overwhelm your senses.
Yeah, is on the elevator panel. Is there something that you can push to kind of keep it stopped there?
Yeah, they are this like a red button. Do not press. That's meant to be to stop the elevator. Sure, you can press that.
Yeah, so I think I'd do that, but also as an extra measure, put the handle in the door so that the door wouldn't be able to close.
Yeah, no problem. All right, and you said you brought some light source.
Yeah. When we went to the van, that was one of the concerns, was to make sure we would have a good set of flashlights to take with us.
All right.
And this is just one room, you said. It's
just one room, the size of an apartment. Something like a bachelor, but in stone and no windows, so really not a bachelor.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that once we get the door set up, that Lazarus would carefully step into the room, and I think the body parts, that they look like human body parts.
Yes.
There's no furniture or anything in the room right now. It's just
I think right now is a good time to investigate a mystery.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would kind of get out there to start kind of looking around at what kind of body parts they are. See if there's any sense that I can find out what's going on.
All right, give me a sharp.
Okay. So I rolled that comes out to be a 9.
9, so you will have one hold. I'm first going to give you a bit of a bit more description about the room as you explore it. There are no well, you can find the remnants of furniture. Um, Seems to be broken chairs that have been flung on the wall. There are 9 pieces. Um, Apart from that, no furniture. The There are torches in the torch holders, but they seems to have burned out. And you can tell, and you can easily tell at a glance that there are 3 bodies among what is scattered on the floor everywhere. So with that, what is your question?
Um, what is being concealed here?
Okay. I think where there is most blood um, is at the center of the room, and I think if you like scrape a little bit and remove some of the bits that are there, you can see there's some kind of magical circle in the middle of the room. Looks like one of the corpse like exploded right above it. And I think I'll do this part of the same question. Um, you can you can see one of the head. Well, one of the reasons that you were able uh, to determine there were 3 persons because there are 3 heads uh, about it, and one of the heads resemble one of the photos you have seen of Gérald Cormier, and also a piece of cloth in a corner has the name tag Jean-Pierre Argenteuil on it. Manager.
You know, the last session we had that house, and it had kind of some magical markings around the perimeter of the house. Is
Mm-hmm.
that correct?
Yes,
Is there any resemblance between what was
definitely.
okay?
Can you say again? It's more like what is it with Gérald Cormier in that basement?
Well, I think Alexis will realize, but at some point, there is one of the heads that um, that looks like, well, it's a bit decomposed. It might look like Jacques Cormier, and if you go down to see at his eye level on the floor, you can see the exact scene you've seen when you were trying to look at him.
Okay.
So basically, back in Per se, when you use magic, you have seen this very room.
From the point of view of his head.
Exactly.
All right. Not creepy at all.
Hmm.
What do we do, Lazarus?
Um, I I don't know that this is the work of the fairy creatures necessarily. Um,
But
so
I wonder if like something controls them, because I don't think it's their work either. But I mean, it's a it's a really odd coincidence that in like the same building in which there are like creepy body parts in the fourth basement, we found one of those fairies. So could like someone control those things, and then it would have been the same person who like, how do you say, like um did this to like in the basement.
yeah, I wonder. Lazarus is like, okay, I think we know who two of these people are. But I wonder who the third person is. Lazarus is gonna start. If there are coats or pants that have pockets, he's gonna see if he can find kind of identification uh, in the kind of leftover clothing that's down there.
Right. I'm going to ask you for an act under pressure here, which is cool.
Okay. I rolled boxcars, so that gives me 14.
All right.
I'm very cool.
You're cool about uh, removing visceras to get to that pair of pants. Um, Also, you're very cool at while you're looking at this. You will hear a sound, but I'll give you information before. Uh, you get to a pair of pants, lady pants, and yeah, I think there's a wallet in there, and you can see driver's license and the name of how did the name her? Janine Couture. And the sound you heard came from the elevator.
It came from where?
The elevator.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I hear it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to use, like, on a rush, can I try to use magic to get the effect, do one thing that is beyond human limitation and try to get us invisible?
Hmm.
That's a tricky question, hey?
Invisible, no. Um, Being able to really hide well, yes.
Alright, so I will go with the hiding then.
Right.
So plus weird.
Give me a weird roll. Weird roll.
And that's an 8.
8. So the magic works, but you get to choose glitch.
Um, I take 1 harm.
All right. And I assume that you are also trying to hide Lazarus with it.
Yeah, well, the way I was imagining it is just like, grabbing him, like hugging him. Um, that makes it even more awkward
Mm-hmm.
to like
Of
hide
course.
with him.
So grab Lazarus, hide in a corner as the magic turn your skin like to the pattern of the wall, and even seems to have affect your clothes too. And yeah, it hurts. Skin changing magic actually hurts, so take harm.
Just me or Lazarus as well? Just me, right?
Just you.
All right.
Whatever's happening, you seems to be you be taking in the pain from him on this.
Okay.
For Lazarus, it's just awkward, and the situation and the skin changing.
And I like to imagine that we are like in this really awkward position where like, I'm kind of breathing in on your neck, like, that we're that close.
Yeah, and I think, when this is happening, Lazarus has this very mixed idea that, okay, on the one hand, this is very dangerous, but he's also remembering that time after the Sulker Circus, right? And the time with Alexis after the Sulker Circus. And so he's just trying to keep it together here.
I am. I'm actually almost tempted to call upon your dark self right now. I mean, having sex in this situation right now, this has to be like major turn on for you.
Uh,
Um,
no, go ahead.
okay. Yeah, this is something you will need to address, but just there's something happening. So you hide, and you can hear like metal scraping on at the top of the elevator, and not before long, you get like a quick shadow waving before the light of the elevator, like some kind of moth flying around the elevator, big moth. If you get what I mean.
I actually don't. What do you mean by a moth? Like it's
Moth is like a night butterfly, and you've encountered one as part of the trio of the fairies.
So does it, I mean, can I get a good enough look to see that it is that?
Yes, the moth with the mouth on its wings. I think it exits the elevator, but walking on the ceiling of the place.
and we can see it, right?
Yep.
All right. I think I kind of hold you even tighter because I'm kind of nervous. And where does it head?
It seems to be a little bit fumbling around. It's like it's just found this place and it's looking at it.
Okay. Oh damn! I'm not creative. What do we do?
Um, I think Lazarus is content, at least initially, to kind of just. I mean, it seems like we're hidden,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Lazarus initially is kind of content to just wait. and he kind of likes the embrace of Alexis. So, but I think at the same time he does have in his hand his revolver, and so he's kind of sitting there, at least initially, saying, "Okay, this is kind of sexy in an odd way, but I'm ready also to kind of unload that revolver on that moth."
That scene looks like it's straight from a B-series horror movie. All right, so
Those are the best, by the way. So I think that is a compliment.
All right, so the moth tumbles around the ceiling, eventually drops to the ground, fly to the ground around the middle of the room, jumps a little bit around what seems to be the magical circle you found earlier, and it raises its wings, and you see its mouth like moving in an odd way. That's what you see, Lazarus. Alexis, with your sight, you can see a little bit more. Those like magic stains that are a little bit everywhere seems to begin to detach themselves from around the circle and around the general area of the moth, and it's drawn to its mouth and it seems to be eating them.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know if you do something, Lazarus, but I would still just like wait, because I guess it's sort of the cleaner, like the real cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when it cleaned the traces, then it might leave again.
Yeah, and I think Lazarus is thinking, that what's going through his mind is if that moth goes back to the elevator, whether he should shoot it at that point so it doesn't leave, or lets it go. But I think for right now, he's gonna wait and just watch what's happening.
All right. It will take a bit of time. It's quite enjoying its meal. Alexis, something for your dark self. Something needs to happen, or you will lose your power.
With the monster or with Lazarus? With the monster or with Lazarus?
You either act on your dark self, or no, wrong game. Your dark. I think it's dark self.
All right, so
well, you either act on it or you lose your power. If you act on it, you do gain XP.
All right, so as respect for Lies and Veil, I will keep it vague, but I try to initiate something subtle with Lazarus.
All right, everyone consenting to that?
Yeah, that would be. Lazarus is saying, okay, I have to make this sacrifice to.
All right. So weird.
I like Simon that you almost died with your bubble when we said that.
Such sacrifice. All right, so we have the weird sex scene in like out of place basement, surrounded by body parts with camouflage skins and monster eating right next to.
And a putrid and the putrid smell of.
Yes. Oh, so very exciting.
And I guess Lazarus noticed that Alexis is much let's say, rougher than the other time.
Okay, someone has to give me an act under pressure at that point.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, I will do that. I also, I have the bottle it up move as well.
Very good time to use it.
Yeah. Here's one question that did cross my mind with it. With the bottle it up, I mean, if you use the move, do you specify in advance how many pluses you're going to take?
I think so, yes.
Okay. I will take +2.
+2, okay.
And I mean, I think this gives me very good odds. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you have very good incentive to not screw this up.
Correct. I don't want to spoil the moment.
Even if all the meat around you is already spoiled.
It's probably good I used it because I did not roll very well. I rolled a 4, but I get +2 with my cool, and then another +2 with the bottle it up. So
we get to 8, from 4 to 8.
Yes. And if I hadn't bottled it up, that would have been awful.
Yes.
Awful moments make them also entertaining.
Yes. And Simone, you now get not for this particular moment, but right, you get the 2 -1 holds.
Yeah, I get 2 holds to give you a -1 on any move, but not under pressure. Act under pressure.
Not on this one, right?
Well, I think it's all act under pressure.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Let's. Let's go with worst outcome. All right. So as this magnificent scene is happening, camera focus on both of you with the moth, just like out of focus in the background. At some point, we can see the camera sees the magic essence drawing itself into the moth. At some point, it's like stops completely, and the moth flies away like very, very quickly, like it's afraid of something. And as the end of the scene climax, so to speak, the magics begin to form again in the unfocused background, and some kinds of vague humanoid shape appears. And
this happens like while we're doing it, or right after?
Yes, everything that's happening is while you're doing it. And it's you can have the bit of roleplay before this happened, but you will notice the humanoid figure at the end of your scene.
When you say like humanoid figures, like, I would like to have more details. Like, is it like just some shapes, some shadows, or is it like is it living? Is it dead?
It seems to be made of the same magical residue that the moth was eating, but it has the shape of it has the shape of a man. But there's no defining features. There's no face or hair or uh, it, it's like blurry outlines.
All right, and we see them.
As soon as you finish, yes.
And is it like in front of the elevator? Is that where
No, it's standing in the middle of the room.
in the middle of the room where that
Yeah.
circle is?
Exactly. That's where the moth was.
I guess I say something like, "Oh, if we would have noticed you before, we would have invited you."
The shape turns to you, like it's in its unfocusedness seems to be looking at you.
Okay.
And
Meanwhile, I touch my pants. I don't know.
and you can feel the well you can feel the entity inside you. I guess Circa Wayne. You can feel fear from it right now.
All right. I would like to read a bad situation.
Yes, roll plus sharp.
I think it's 9, but I just want to see how much I get. Yeah, so 9.
Right. So you get one question.
Uh, can I use the question, what's the best way to protect the victims, assuming that we are the victims?
Yes. The best way to protect the victim. That would be to act quickly. Whatever this is, it's not fully formed. If it becomes more into focus, if it gets more hold into what it is, it's definitely going to be a force to reckon with. So acting quickly, either to fighting immediately or to escape the place immediately, that would be the best way to protect victims.
All right. Lazarus, we have to do something quick.
Yeah, I think what Lazarus is thinking is getting in that elevator, trying to quickly. Lazarus also says, "I wonder if you can expel that spirit inside of you. Maybe it would go for that spirit that's inside of you instead of us." But I mean, I think that Lazarus's main idea though is to try to bolt for that elevator and kind of kick the kick the the mop out of the way and kind of get out of there.
All right, let's act on 3.
Sounds-
I will try to like provide those humanoids to form. You kick the moth, and then we go for a run to the elevator.
Right. I think Alexis, what you need to do is use magic to banish spirit from a person, which is you.
No, but I meant like that. Before doing that,
Oh, okay.
I would like to. Oh no, I think that's No, I think that's a good plan as well.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I will try and do that. Yeah. So it's plus weird.
Yeah.
Which makes 8.
8. You get a glitch.
The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
All right. Okay, cool. So you extirp Sir Gawain from you, so you can see the like. I can see you like touching your shoulders, and the cape of the spirit like slowly going through the winds, exiting your body, and Sir Gawain stepping forward. And as soon as you do that, the moth come back and jumps on Sir Gawain.
Go!
Yeah, and I think with that, I mean, Lazarus would kind of be bolting with Alexis towards that elevator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I. It pains me to ask you this, but hacked under pressure. No -1.
All right. So, fortunately, I'm pretty good at acting under pressure. So, with my plus cool, I get a 7.
You're muted, Smo.
Okay. I was going to offer you a hard choice, but I don't think it was a hard choice at all to make. So. Price to pay. I don't know what to do with that 7 and 9. Oh, okay, cool. I know. You get when you get into the elevator, kick them up. Both of you get into the elevator, and the door closes. As the door closes, you can hear you can hear the trap. Something scuttling on the trap of the elevator on the ceiling. Something like trying to open the trap.
Can I? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I think what's going through Lazarus's mind is it's another one of those fairy creatures. And I think what Lazarus is going to do is take his revolver and start blasting.
Sorry. So can you just repeat the last sentence?
I take Lazarus would be thinking that's maybe the centipede or the spider or something, and he's going to take the revolver and start shooting through that trap.
All right. I think at that point, just do your damage. It's you're not fighting with it.
I mean, the damage is
Yeah.
two harm.
Two harms. All right. You shoot through the ceiling, and you can hear a cry of pain, that and some kind of swearing that does seem to fit with the voice of the spider.
With the voice of them, sorry?
The spider,
Okay.
and
But as
and
you
while the scratching stopped, you're pretty sure that it's not dead. You didn't hear like a dying cry.
okay. As you shot Lazarus, I just say like, are you crazy? You're gonna like alarm all the security guards in the building. And I try to again trap this. No, you know what? I will use the big whammy to attack it rather.
Yeah, can definitely you do that.
All right.
So roll plus weird.
Which makes 8.
8. All right. So on the 8 on kick some ass, you both inflict damage.
I
What does
won't.
your big hmm?
No, go with
what
the crush.
what does the big whammy looks like?
I wasn't aware it had to look like something, but I guess like a like like in mangas, this kind of like sword swing, but without a sword.
Mm, okay. Okay, I see. All right. Uh, so you do that thing. You swing. It blows the trap open, as you hear another scream of pain, and the spider literally dropped from the trap, right on you, and bites you for 2 harms.
Right.
And I think the one you use is 2 harms in your armor. And
Yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
All right.
Can so the spider is now on Alexis.
Yes.
Um,
Lazarus, do something!
I think what Lazarus will try to. I mean, it seems dangerous to try to just shoot it right now.
Definitely.
I don't agree with that plan.
So I think what Lazarus does is with one hand, he's going to try to reach out and pull the spider off Alexis. The eventual plan would be to then throw it into the corner and blast, take another shot at it with the revolver. But before doing a shot, he's going to try to get it off of Alexis.
All right. I think that would still count as kick some ass. It's just that failure might involve Alexis, and of course I'm going to use hold here.
Okay. So I get a I got a 9. It's going to be an 8 with the tough. And are you using two of the holds?
Oh no, just one.
Okay, if that's the case, then it's going to be a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I sigh of relief.
I don't know if I can even do I need to call it before?
I'm not sure.
I right now I'm assuming it works like your move. Like I need
Right.
to I call it before and just give you the penalty.
Yeah, that sounds right. And it looks like you do. Yeah, with each one, you use a -1 on any move, except yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so it would come out to be a 7.
All right, which is good. You both get to deal your damages. So I think as you grab the spider, it bites you in the harm that you grab it with. So for 2 harms, and throw it in the corner, throw a couple of rounds in it, and now you hear the dying breath of the spider as it curves its legs, just like the one it was trapped, but with no signs of it attempting to stretch them out.
Okay, and Lazarus will turn to Alexis and say, Alexis, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, I guess. Yeah. But you can notice that she's watching the spider, and that like she looks really sad. Like not crying, but almost by watching the spider.
Okay, and Lazarus is gonna, he will sheathe his revolver, put up his revolver, and is gonna pick up the spider by one of the back legs. Part of what Lazarus is thinking is that if somebody's coming to check out the noise in the elevator, the spider can be an excuse as to, like, we had some serious cleaning to do. That there's a bug infestation of great magnitude that we were taking care of.
Yeah. If there was ever spider that big. Right, so what's your next move?
I mean, I guess go back up to the main floor.
But we still don't know what happened in that basement.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
did we haven't explored at all. We like fled before, right?
Explore the what?
Like the basement, the fourth basement.
You well, no, you did some investigation. You know who are the owners of the bodies that are there. Gerard Cormier, Janine Couture, and Jean-Pierre Argenteuil.
I think we have a sense that Sir Gawain is going to get attacked by the. I mean, we have left, I think, unfinished business down there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that Gawain would be. I mean, he seemed to be afraid of that human form that was taking shape, and we kind of left him down there.
It's okay, Uncle T's not there. Do you want to go back at the manager's office?
we could. I mean, the spider wouldn't be there anymore.
The spider won't be there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Why don't we do that? We'll go we'll go up to the manager's office again.
All right.
Yeah.
So you press the button for second floor. The elevator take you there. I think we won't have to redo anything to get past the security lock. You kind of get the hang of it. So yeah, you are back into Jean-Pierre Argenteuil's office.
All right. Well, our day is going up and down. I guess one of us should like investigate a mystery. Like, I guess if he's a manager, there must be like a computer. There must be something.
There's a computer. There's a file cabinet. There's a liquor. There are liquors on the on one of the desk.
Okay.
It's richly furnished.
Okay. Why don't you look up like computers and like files and stuff, and I look for some perhaps like traces of magic.
Okay, yeah, that's so. Yeah, Lazarus will start kind of opening up the computer system to see what he might be able to find on the files.
Mm-hmm. Let's roll plus sharp.
So that would be an 11.
11. Cool. All right. This time I will ask you the question you have before giving any other information. So you got 2 hope.
So I guess I would ask, what is being concealed here? And what happened here?
All right. What is being concealed here? Actually, I'll start with what happened here. One of the one of the doors of a filing cabinet has been forced open. The whole thing is there's no files actually in that drawer, but there's a mess of fluids and shells, like eggshells, but of different colors and shape and textures. There seem to be there seemed to be like there were like some kind of collection of weird eggs in that drawer, and yeah, somebody raked them or might have eaten them. Even give you a hint of little glimmering and shimmering spider webs like left at the bottom of the drawer. So you can also, yeah, to make it plain, this is why the spider was here trying to get these. From the shape and size, you do not recognize those eggs as anything that could be normal. They had to be like some kind of supernatural creatures, eggs. And you can make out maybe 6 or 7 kind of different eggs. What is being concealed here? Being someone not with not that much of a good memory, Jean-Pierre Argenté is keeping his passwords in the little agenda that's quite near the computer, so you can access it easily. You find mostly managing managing stuff for the condominium, but you get a chain of email between him and Gérard Cormier and Janine Couture. it's clearly they are written. You see at the end of each email, there's some kind of phrase or motto or word that make it clear to you as someone who works inside Silverblade that this is like Silverblade communication. Um, the email chain seems to be going back for almost a year. So there's a lot of information here. Uh, I think I'm going to work like that. You get not from any list. You get 3 questions that can be answered by those email. You can make up your own questions.
Well, I mean, it seems like, I mean, and then the 3 of them were in that room with the magic circle. So, okay, I guess one question I would have is, do the emails give any information about magical multicolored eggs?
Yes. The egg, there's one egg in particular, that is meant that well, it's the egg of let's go wild, the egg of Phoenix, and it was meant as a as a ritual, like a ritual offering. It seems like that more in that email you can get the part of their of whatever they were playing. They had to interact with some kind of great beast that lives beyond time, and the egg of Phoenix was their offering to get favor from it.
Okay. I think another question I would have is, do the emails give any information about banishment? In other words, I feel like they're involved in some kind of ritual now that was going to try to get into communication with something. So maybe they were thinking, well, if things go poorly or something, and we need to do a banishing, that there would be. Is there any mention of how this entity might be banished or dealt with if it was necessary to do that?
All right. Um, there seems to there's not a way to banish the spirit per se, because the whatever they summoned in there, uh, like I can how can I say that? Yeah, I'll be a bit more clear on this one. Whatever they have summoned, it was not meant to be. It is meant to be banished. Right after the the goal of summoning it was to attract the attention of another spirit that was supposed uh, to slay a thing summoned, and that spirit is the spirit of the King Arthur.
Yeah, so at this point, I would kind of bring Alexis over to look at what I'm finding out. So they were trying to summon something, some entity that would in turn attract the attention of the spirit of King Arthur.
Yes.
Why do you want to call the spirit of King Arthur?
Should we use that as our third question? We could maybe get a sense of what that was about. Like, what was the goal of attracting Arthur?
Right. That for that you need to go back way at the beginning of the chain of emails. You get the sense that more getting the spirit of King Arthur uh, is the all around goal of this. They they they, they like obliquely allude in their emails to some kind of problem within the Silver Blade, and that some having the spirit of the founder. Well, no, do I want to say that, Arthur? We kind of alluded to it, but let's say that to have the spirit of one of its greatest leader will allow them to take care of the problem.
So there's a problem into the Silver Blade.
Yeah, they seem to be really unhappy with something that went on. They are not specific about what happened, and they are beginning at the beginning of the chain of email to plan this grand execution to not execution, but this grand plan, this grand ritual, in order to have access to the spirit of the King Arthur.
But something obviously went very wrong.
Something went wrong, definitely.
This whole plan, yes.
But do you think we should stop the ritual, reverse it, or do it?
None of the eggs are all the eggs broken in the.
Yeah, and there are no more full
just...
eggs. The spider ate everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was because I just wonder, I would like to know what is the problem with the Silver Blade, because if they want to use something to summon Arthur, and that this would fix it, then perhaps I can do it. But if they want to summon him for bad reasons, for treasons or stuff like that, I'm not sure I want to.
Well, and we have that one human entity that appeared down in the basement, and we know that Gawain was afraid of it.
Yeah.
And Gawain is part of the King Arthur group.
Yes.
I feel kind of bad now that, trapping him in the basement with his enemy. Do you think we should go back in the basement, or?
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if is that one human entity that was taking shape? Is that what they were trying to? Is that what they were trying to bring into being?
I think the best way to know would be like to go back down there.
Back to the basement. I have fond memories of that place.
You know what? You know what's great about memories? We always can create new ones.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Are there? I guess I would say, Alexis, take a quick look and see. You're the one who's kind of tied to the magic stuff more than I am. Is there anything else in these files that seems important to you?
I can have a look. So, Smo, can I like investigate a mystery as well?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Get sharp roll.
And just so you know, I might be aiming for something more, connected to magic, or like if there is something of sort.
Like some sort of spell or information about a specific rituals thing that.
That was plus sharp, right?
Yep.
So I get 7.
All right. One question.
From the list, or can I make up my?
Is the well? You can give well you did say that it was regarding rituals and magic, so I will take that into account from answering the question on the list.
Okay, so what was it going to do?
All right. So right. And what you can see in well, I think there's in the email you can see notes that reference to another book, and looking inside the one of the filing cabinet, you can find some kind of book like a grimoire of some sort.
Okay.
And there are even modern day like page markers sticked on it.
All right.
Even if the book looks very old. Most of the part are well, the whole book is on the Arthurian cycle, and the parts that are marked are about Morgan Le Fay, one of the worst enemies of the Knights of the Round Table. It's you can also see that Morgan Le Fay was defeated by Arthur back in time in the days. That's when you get a sense that the offering to to the beast beyond time made sense to bring a defeated spirit back into this time.
Wait, can you say that again? Like, because the way I understand it is like they wanted to like summon Arthur, but instead they summoned like his enemy.
The intent is what was going to do is that by summoning its enemy in this time, that will force the spirit of King Arthur to deal with it.
Okay. So could the humanoid in the basement be the enemy that they would have lost
That would be a
control
good
of him?
guess.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But we don't know where Arthur is, or even
Nope,
or
no idea.
or even, I mean, this whole thing may have been a really, really bad idea to
It
start
might have
with.
been a really bad idea to start with.
It's like let's summon a kind of malevolent, evil being, hoping that Arthur will appear. But then if Arthur doesn't appear, you just have an evil entity that you've brought into.
You do see, however, that they were quite sure they will work in the emails.
But why did it not work?
That's another question.
Can I try to use magic to observe another place or time, but try to find Arthur this way?
Hmm. It cut for me. I just here tried to find Arthur this way, so I have missed the what way. You want to try?
Using magic, there's one effect that says observe another place or time.
Mm, yes. Right. Well, you need to be touching something.
Uh, well, I guess the book is not enough, right?
No, it could work.
Okay. Because I really don't want to go downstairs to touch the guy. Um, so we'll try with the book. O plus weird. There you go. And that's an 8.
8. So you choose a glitch.
Um, let's go again with the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Sure.
I think it's the most like logical one.
Okay. There is. Mhm. Okay, first let's do division. You see in a dark place a small cramped room. Um, Floors, ceiling, walls, everything's made of metal. And on the wall, you see a magnificent and radiant sword. From the book you are holding, you can only assume that this is Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur. And it is chained to the wall with big chains of gold with searing runes all around them. No, well, on them. So the chains are covered in runes that seems to be searing with energy.
When you say like on the wall, is it some place that I know that I could know that?
No, I don't think so. Um, like I told you, everything in that room is made of metal, and
Mhm.
the sword seems to want to fly away from there, but it's kept there by the chains.
Okay, so I say all this to Lazarus.
And as she's telling you about the vision, you can, well, Lazarus, you can see from behind Alexis a dark, like some, I can't say it, a dark, ghostly figure rising from the floor. Uh, at first glance, it looks like Sir Gawain, but as soon as you are able to see its chest, you can see a red. No, actually, it's going to be some kind of purple mark on its chest that wasn't there when you left him, and that mark seems to be pulsating with energy and even having black smoke uh, getting out of there, and it does not seem happy. And you're muted.
This appears behind Alexis. Alexis doesn't see it.
No, while she's telling you about the vision of Excalibur, this happens.
Lazarus kind of grabs out, right, reaches out and grabs Alexis's arm and pulls her quickly towards him and says, that entity does not look happy.
Yeah, as you pull her to you, there's a sword. The sword swings just and miss her by a nick of it. So, what do you do?
I think I say, Alexis, we obviously need to find Excalibur. Is what we need to do. But yeah, I tell Alexis, I say, go for the door. And I'm going to try to get Alexis to go exit the office, and I'm going to try to stand and I'll try to shoot this entity. I will aim specifically for it. You said it's like a purple.
Yes.
Is it like an amulet or something that?
No, it's a ghostly figure, but the symbol seems to be etched into its spectral body.
Yeah. I don't know if my cold iron bullets will do anything, but I'll give it a try.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
One second. That's not going to be good. So it's a 6.
A 6. You you mark XP.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help in some way?
Yes, you do. He pushed you to run away, but if you want to do something else instead, you certainly can. How will you help him?
I guess I can. I'm not good with quick thinking.
Well,
you know what?
The manner in which.
Can I enchant his weapon so it gets 1 harm?
Okay. Right now it's he's attacking the thing. You can tell me how you attempt to help him, and you will roll to school. This is the help out move.
Okay. You know what? I guess I would like draw attention from the entity somehow.
I waive the use magic that you describe as a because it's not the right move, but you can certainly act as if energizing his weapon could help. It's still it's still a plus cool, but that could be the method of helping him.
All right. So okay, I'll try and do that.
All right,
Um,
roll plus cool.
damn it!
Oh,
Uh,
that's perfect.
yeah, 6.
All right, so both 6. So you also mark XP.
I guess yay.
And I guess you won't. When you shoot a couple of rounds, um, they all go straight through him. Claren's not doing anything, and even with the energy that and the few even with the energy that Alexis is putting in, the it's like it's not affecting the bullet, just the gun. She messed up. And so Sir Gawain lunge at you and cut you down for 4 harm each.
That does armor
Armor counts.
Okay.
4 harm in your armor will be really, really bad.
All right.
How you're doing?
Can I try to banish a spirit or a curse from the person, object, or place?
Just before that, yes, you can do that. I would also use a harm move there, because 4 is a lot. Okay, so 3. You got 3. Okay, no, I won't use anything. Okay, so you want to banish him?
I want to banish this purple thing from him.
All right. You are where you need to touch it to do that.
Right.
All right. Roll. Just stating the what the consequences might be. Roll plus weird.
Oh yes, that makes 10.
10. Cool. All right. So you get the palm of your hand on the purple brand, and it dissolve away to your touch in the black smoke. Sir Gawain reels from it like it's in pain. Yeah, and yeah, that sounds about it.
All right. So I guess I just jump on Lazarus. Are you okay?
I think so. And is Gawain still there, or did he?
He's still there.
But he's in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lazarus says, I'm fine. Do you think we need to leave Gawain behind, or do you think he's okay now?
He might know where to find the sword.
That's what I'm thinking. Gawain, we need Excalibur.
Gawain rise to his feet, sword in hand. Have I spoken with Gawain before? Did I do that?
I don't think so.
All right, so let's keep it speechless. Um, he it takes it takes a combat stance. Even like drawing a line on the ground and taking a combat stance like that seems to be more of like a dueling stance. Basically, with his body with his body language, he's saying not over my dead body is a bit weird to say since he's already an undead, but yeah, he seems to be defiant about helping you.
Look, we know this has been painful for you, but we need to defeat the guy which I already forgot the name. And for that we need to find the sword.
I think it's Morgan Le Fay that we need to defeat.
He doesn't budge. And well, actually, looking at the time, he he will it will rise up from its stance, point his sword at you, like not as a challenge, but as um, like keep don't get in my way sort of posture, and he turns around and leave through the window. Guess the ghost can go wherever he wants. And I think we're going to end here. Um, yeah,
Which means this is also the end of the story, right? Because this is our last session.
yes, it is. I am planning at some point to do more Silver Blades, so the release of Morgan Le Fay and the retrieval of Excalibur will definitely be a theme of the next series. So, having said that, I'm going to start the broadcast.